Started the recording right as I had to sneeze. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Raft. I haven't played this game in a long time. I'm coming back to it after I basically beat it in our last series because it updated. It updated like a year ago, in fact. The update has long since passed, and it completed the story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new world, and we're jumping into this again from the beginning. I wanted to start fresh because they added a whole bunch of new stuff. Basically, the entire game has had its story reworked. The gameplay is still the same. The gameplay hasn't really been touched in the early part, but they reworked the entire story. That's not the... I'm gonna have to relearn the controls here because I haven't played this, as I said, in a very long time. First thing I want is the wooden spear, right? Yeah. Bunch of barrels and crates right off the bat. They added these crates, and the crates are basically better barrels. They're barrels, but even barrelier. I was playing Terraria the other day, and in Terraria you press escape to access the crafting, and it's because you have to open the inventory to craft, and opening the inventory is escape. I should probably rebind that, because it is confusing. I just need more palm fronds. I want the spear right away, because that will, greatly assist me in fending off the shark. Here are the palm fronds I need. I don't actually need the hook for those. The hook only loses durability when you hook something with it. So if you don't hook anything with the hook, you can pull it back in. Alright. Then we got our spear, we can fend off the shark. Now I want to get a grill, I think. There is a reason we're starting over, and it's because not only has the entire gameplay loop... I keep saying gameplay loop, it's not the gameplay loop, it's the story. The entire story's been overhauled, but there's also a couple new additions to the gameplay loop, and that's why I'm saying that, I'm getting my wires crossed. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot at this island because it's fairly off course, which is unfortunate. If it were like right in front of me, I'd probably go for it, but it's not, so I won't. Alright, now I've got the grill, now I want the building hammer, and that's very important. 4 planks, 2 rope. Now usually, I often make the mistake of trying to build the cooler looking ones first. That's not a great way to spend your early game, because they're 50% more expensive. Now what I want... Right, I can't actually build the collection nets yet. I have a pretty well-defined setup for raft building. Also, I should probably cook a potato. Yeah, stuff. Is that a big island? That's a big island, isn't it? I think I'm gonna bounce off it. They did change the early game so that big islands can spawn before you have the radar. Normally you couldn't, it's not physically possible. Oops. I need that replacement anyway. Not physically possible to encounter a big island before you have the radar, because they don't generate at all. But they changed that. Fairly controversial change as far as I'm aware, because it led to a bunch of people getting stuck on the big islands. Okay. So now we need to research... Hey, it's my research table. Get lost. Research the... You don't click to pick up, you click and drag. Okay. No, you can't research the potatoes. What am I talking about? We're gonna want to research one of each of the basic resources. And I'm pretty sure it's nail. I'm trying to find what I need for the collection net. Here we are. Plank, rope, nail. Plank, rope, nail. Oh no, this is not a big island. Okay. We're actually gonna get caught on it, looks like, which is gonna give us some time to grab a few things. And we're gonna grab whatever we can. Not the flowers. The flowers are not very useful. Watermelons, definitely grab those. And that's it, I think, on this island. Crummy generation. Man, we really are just kind of wedged in here, huh? I need a paddle. Not the time. Oh, my research table! Ah, jerk. Just need to go far enough over that I'll bounce off the side. It's okay if the raft spins. Alright. It doesn't matter what direction the raft is facing. Forward's always forward. Alright, crisis averted. Now I want to start making those collection nets. That's probably the biggest... Oops, I think I just put a plank on the fire. Highest priority now is collection nets. Also, did I mention I despise the day-night cycle in this game? It adds nothing. Because you can sleep at any time, I think. Or at least the bed doesn't do anything to your stats other than make it day. Okay. And the only thing night does is make it friggin' impossible to see anything. Oh, I got my antenna blueprint. That's good. Alright, I toss it out, but I don't want to pollute the ocean. As I said, the early game is kind of slow. I'm not going to front load all of my infrastructure like I normally do when I played this. I played it through I think twice, and I front loaded my architecture each time. So basically I built my full raft right off the bat. Collection net number 1. Now the shark doesn't necessarily target these, but they are weaker than the normal found. Hello! Whale! Did I mention they added sea life? Because they added passive sea life. Can't do anything to this guy as far as I'm aware. Can't hurt no whale. Which is a shame, because I bet he'd feed me for the rest of the game if I could. Then again, probably not. One thing you'll probably notice throughout this playthrough is that I'm not building I'm not building any crop plots, and I won't until after Balboa. Because I found it's more than easy enough, at least from my experience, to survive without crop plots. I could probably... Yeah. This is risky. This is like one of the riskiest things I could do this early in the game. Without an anchor. Hello, shark! Okay, that's gonna keep moving. It's gonna keep going by. Okay, and if there's anything... There isn't. So we're just gonna kind of wall run here. There we go. Okay. Now again, it doesn't matter if the raft flips around, because front is irrelevant until we make the receiver. And we can literally just pick up the net and put it back on the front. We are kind of lopsided now, which is annoying. But until we get the wheel, it's not really gonna matter. It's gonna slightly reduce. Actually, I think being diagonal increases the profile of a collection net. Yeah, because it's like what, root 2 is the distance across the diagonal of a square. But I do want to make a throwable anchor at some point, because I'll drop down and loot an island. Now, while I am going to try and not build out my whole raft before taking on the first story location, I am going to try and build out the first floor, because that's going to increase my resource collection to optimal levels. I know I said this paddle was for emergencies, but I think we're going to use it to get closer to this island. Because we are in a bit of a crisis situation. not really a crisis, but we are in a tense situation when it comes to food and water. Well, not water, but food. And now we're going to kill the shark. Oof. Jump scare. Shark jump scare. Okay. Now the trick to this is you bait him and you fail. Actually, it's getting towards night, so I don't want to kill the shark yet. You gotta swim away from him. Yeah. I'm gonna wait until morning to kill him, because you can't see a goddamn thing underwater when it's night. And we are gonna snarf down these watermelons, because we do need the food value. And we're gonna milk this island dry for everything it's worth. That's every plank, every palm leaf. We're not gonna take the flowers, because those are not useful to us. But we are going to chop every tree and take every edible object we can. Get that brief period of complete pitch darkness before the sun starts coming up. And here it comes. In all its glory. Ready to make it possible to see underwater again. Oh, hey. Can't believe I missed that pineapple. Okay. Now we kill the shark. Wherever it is. Hi, Sharky. So the trick here is you backpedal, and when he lunges at you, you poke him in the nose. And that stops the attack, and then you go up for air, bait him, poke him in the nose, get a stab in. I don't think you can get two. Go up for air, go back, bait him, poke, follow up, go up for air, go down, bait him, back up, poke, follow up. You can sometimes get two, but not always. Go up for air. And he's dead. Now I'm going to grab the head, even though it's technically mostly cosmetic. And that is because the head can be used for something later in the game. It's not fully cosmetic. So now we want to spend all this time grabbing as much sand and clay as possible. Ideally, we'll get at least 14 of each. But that's probably not going to happen on this one island. I usually only wait until about 90% breath because it really starts to taper off fast once you get above that level. Because we are on the clock here. The shark's only going to be gone for so long. Gonna grab some of this scrap. None of this seaweed is harvestable. Okay, so I'm going to go around to the other side of the island. Because there's nothing left on this side. Hopefully there's another reef over here. Pretty sure there is. Be weird if there was only one reef. Nope, it's just pitch abyss. Alright, if that's the case, then I want to grab those last bits of metal. And then we'll scram. We could kill the shark again, but we honestly wouldn't get enough out of it. We wouldn't be able to spend the whole time doing it. Now, if you're back swimming, the shark only gains so much on you. If you don't do it at the right time, he'll still get you anyway. Okay. Now we want to keep drifting. And you'll notice we've been running low on food this whole time. That will no longer be the case, because we have shark meat. And this shark meat will sustain us for a good long time, especially if we mix in all of the other food sources. Part of your balanced ocean breakfast. Shark. So, for those wondering, it takes a wooden spear and a half to kill the shark. Ugh, excuse me. Or just about, at least. And it's like 2/3 of a metal spear, but we don't have that yet. And what we want to do is make these wet bricks. I don't think putting them near fire sources makes them dry quicker, but I'll slap them down there. Because we're trying to get a furnace now. And if we can get some metal and metal equipment, we can start armoring the raft. And that's going to be very important, especially the collection nets. We definitely want to armor the collection nets, because until we get a metal spear, I don't even know if it's possible to get the shark off a net before he destroys it. The one disadvantage with the shark meat is that it takes a lot of planks to cook. But we've got plenty. Planks are going to be the one thing we start to have a surplus of, because we're getting them from the trees, in addition to everything else. Now watch this. Bam! That's half the bar right there. And we've got 4 more of those, I think. Maybe this only... Got at least 3 more. But that'll set us for a while, and when we get low, we just kill the shark again. We aren't going to stop at every island, but I think it is a good idea to stop at the next one, because we're very close to the furnace. Now we can start to learn and make smelters, and that takes 3 more dry bricks, which is why we need 6 bricks. We needed 14 in total, because that's 7 total bricks, because you need to consume 1 to research. That's going to be good, because the metal tools are going to be much more efficient than, especially the metal hook. It's going to be great. Probably the metal hook's the only one I'll really craft. Oh, I've got these decoration packages. These things are the bane of all inventory management. Because you get them from everywhere, and they constantly fill up your inventory, and you gotta manually open them all. But you're kind of obligated to manually open them all, because once you get all of the cosmetics, you actually stop getting the packages, I'm pretty sure. So if you ever want to see an end to the friggin' decoration packages, you gotta open them all. But there's like 50 of them, at least. Look, I got another one. And they're all useless cosmetic items. Slap this here, and a glorious, glorious day. Right? It's day, right? Now that does scoot down your meters, so we don't want to do it all the time. And I am going to eat this entire batch of food just to fill up. Ah, there's the shark. Hello. That is a shark. Yeah, I definitely want extra sand. I want like 6 extra sand. Furnace time. Or a smelter, rather. Not much of a practical difference, but who cares? I'm gonna put it there because it's probably the best protected part of the raft. And in goes the sand. Research. And that gets us the advanced purifier. And that takes... only 4! Oh, I thought it took 6. Okay, that's good. That's even better. Lantern. Yeah. Fairly expensive. But the ability to actually see at night is going to be worth it. Because, like, in Minecraft, stuff spawns during the night, so you might want to stay up at night to, like, kill mobs, get their loot, their unique special loot you can't really get anywhere else. And it's dangerous, so you want, like, shelter, and getting a bed is to skip the danger. But here it's just get a bed to not be able to not see anything. Alright. Alright. I need 1 more plastic. There we go. It is quite a bit bigger, but I think, yeah, if we just rotate some things around, play a little Tetris. And that's just going to purify over time, and we'll be good. So now I want to start smelting the metal. But considering we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes now, or 16 minutes, an hour and 16 minutes now, I think it's just about time I called it quits. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week when we will continue replaying Raft.